Really neat because it still has part of that parietal pericardium attached to it. Okay. Yeah, you did good that time. All right, so the base, we this region up here. Okay. And then the apex, the point. Okay. Most of what you're seeing here on the front of the heart is the right ventricle. Then you have the anterior interventricular sulcus that overlies the septum, and then you'll have the left ventricle. And inside the anterior interventricular sulcus, you have the left anterior descending artery and the great cardiac vein. All right. That's coming down from up here, where you have the left coronary artery, right, in that little tiny groove. So left anterior descending, and then this branches into the left circumflex artery. Right? And this big ear thing that is lifted up here is the left auricle. Right auricle should be over in here. There you go, another big ear. All right. So we notice this front because this thing right here is the pulmonary trunk. Right? And right beside it is the aorta. And this one is really good. It's the pulmonary trunk, and then you have two branches also. Perfect. So the first one is the brachiocephalic artery or trunk. And the one beside it would be the left common carotid artery. Okay? Cool, huh? All right, and then down off to the side here, the next opening will be the superior vena cava. All right. All right. Now we'll flip it over. So we said left circumflex artery comes this way. Now we have the posterior interventricular sulcus with the posterior interventricular artery and the middle cardiac vein. Okay? That looks like a superior vena cava, inferior vena cava up in there. And then again down here on the right ventricle, you have the marginal artery coming off the right coronary artery, and then the small cardiac vein. All right? And you'll see this big groove here. This is where the coronary sulcus will be, right up in there. So all this is dumping back into here to go back into the right atrium. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we sliced it open, or a different one now, and you can clearly see which is the left side of the heart from how thick that muscle is. The right side is much thinner, and then a huge septum right in the middle. Okay? And you'll see what the auricles look like when they're cut up here. I told you it had that little tooth of the comb looking appearance to it. Those are the pectinate muscles. All right, inside the auricles is pectinate muscles. Okay. Open this up a little bit. See what that is. Now there's a little opening down in here. It's kind of hard to make out. I can't get it to stay open either. That little belly button looking area there. That's where I jammed this in, and you can kind of see it poking out the back. So that's the opening of the coronary sinus there. Coronary sinus is here in that atrioventricular groove or sulcus. Okay? Now pull it open a little more. You can see the valve in between. This is on the right side, so this is the tricuspid. All right, these little cords coming down here, your heartstrings, chordae tendineae. Those prevent the flaps from inverting. And this swollen area here, these are papillary muscles. Okay, they help keep the tension on the chordae tendineae. Let's see. If you can see that, there's a little cord that goes between the walls of the right ventricle as your moderator band. Okay, it's going to prevent it from overinflating. All right, now working on the left side, again the pectinate muscles inside the auricles, the left atrium, and then the bicuspid or mitral valve. So there's just two parts to it. And again the chordae tendineae and the papillary muscle. Now when I open this up, you see this ridged appearance down here at the bottom. That's trabeculae carneae. That one's going to be fun to spell. All right, now I'll pause that for a second.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right. So if we're talking about the layers of the heart, we have the epicardium, which is continuous with the visceral pericardium. And then this middle muscular part is the myocardium, and all the smooth areas on the inside are the endocardium. Right. Now we said this is the left ventricle because it's really thick. Comes up through here, and that's where it's going to go out into the aorta. So these little cusps down inside here, you can make those out. The aortic semilunar valve. They have little part moon shapes. They kind of will inflate when the blood backs up during diastole. And in just a minute, we might be able to find the little openings for the coronary arteries too. And on this side, I kind of sliced them so you can't see them as well. No, you're not going to see the pulmonic semilunar valve, but at least you get a good look at the aortic semilunar valve there. So you know what you're looking for because they essentially look like the same thing. So if you see the pulmonary trunk, the pulmonary semilunar valve is right there between the right ventricle and the pulmonary trunk to prevent the backflow of the blood into the ventricle.
Your phone is in the way.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. You'll see that somewhat, kind of? Okay. All right, I think that covered it all.